actions and words of the opposing camp as a lynching party. She said this before one of the opposing protesters interrupted our interview.
I'll say it again. What I saw today was a lynching party. I saw a lynching party.
Why would you say lynching?
Because I look at the faces of the people. Don't be so rude. Don't be democracy.
Keep it orderly. Well, democracy.
So y'all will stop interviewing me to interview her.
No.
This is a peaceful demonstration.
Leave, okay?
Finish what you were saying, Ms. Furman.
I said that what I saw here today was a lynching party. And I will tell people to go and look at history books. Go and look at books of lynching parties and see how the faces of the people look when those black men were being hung from trees. And that's what I saw here today.
Thank you, Ms. Furman.
You're rude. I wouldn't do that if you were being interviewed.
Government Senator Mark Bean, also a supporter of the Premier, promoted the idea of free speech, but emphasized it should be done respectfully.
Well, I mean, my two experiences running in the election, especially running in the constituency I ran in, this is to be expected. You know, it's just the nature of the human mindset in Bermuda at the time, both sides. For me, I don't promote emotionalism at all. You know, so the key is to keep it orderly, allow people to express their opinions, express it freely, but at the same time, you should have a level of cordiality and mutual respect.
Even a pastor weighed in favor of the Premier.
Proud of Bermuda and the fact that Bermuda exercised a humanitarian effort by partnering with the United States and accepting these refugees who basically really didn't have a home to go to. And of course, you know, I'm a minister, and when it comes to meeting the needs of the people, that's what the church and that's what God is all about.
Myrtle Durham, a Bermudian originally from Jamaica, backed the Premier and condemned the outcry displayed as racist.
I think it's wrong, and it has nothing to do with those four men. It's politics and racist. Because,
why would you?
Because it's majority of white people that's there.
So you think somehow this demonstration about these four gentlemen has been turned into a racial issue?
Turned into a racial issue, and that's my personal opinion, right?
But we do see some blacks in the crowd.
Yes, some blacks that married to white. I know some of them that married to white men. So it's a racial thing, and that's my opinion.
However, we did bump into some demonstrators who were adamant that the Premier must go and said the march was nothing to do with race.
And we don't feel that Ewart Brown represents the people.
We've been hearing that from some pro-Brown supporters today that this issue over the detainees has been turned into a racial issue. Yeah, they're saying that there's more white than black and that somehow that has taken over.
I feel it has nothing to do with color. There's nothing to do with color or political parties. I feel it's Bermuda as one, and we should all stand up and see how corrupt this man is.
I'm Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
His Excellency the Governor Sir Richard Gosney and Police Commissioner George Jackson today both moved to clarify what they termed misleading and inaccurate comments that have been made publicly on the security assessment of the 4 Guantanamo Bay detainees. In a press statement, Sir Richard said so far the Police Commissioner and his experts in the Bermuda Police Service have not received the information they need to make a proper security assessment of the 4 Weggemen. He explained his concerns further in an interview with our newsroom. However, he would not be drawn on who made the misleading comments or when the comments were made.
No, I'm not going to get into that, because that's what happened a few days ago. I think the important thing now is, and the reason why we put out the statement, was to make it clear to everyone that we don't have the information yet on which we can make a proper assessment. Obviously, the United States made their own view, but this being Bermuda, we need to have a Bermuda and British assessment. And in order for that to happen, we need to know a good deal more information than will be given so far. We're looking for that information. In the statement, I made 1 or 2 references to the sort of areas, the political background, if there is any other background, or criminal or not, and there must be we assume there are some fairly detailed psychological assessments. And when we have all that, then we can make a proper professional assessment of the likely future intentions of the four Uyghurs. And this is perfectly normal. This is the way to set about making a security assessment. It's not meant to pass it by saying that we're not passing any judgment on the four men. And now, we're just saying that if people want us to make a security assessment, which we clearly think we should do, and the police here and our own authorities, then we need proper information to do it. And as soon as we have that information, we'll make the assessment, and then we'll decide what to say publicly about it. That's the important message now, not rather than the details of who said what a few days ago.
Meanwhile, Police Commissioner George Jackson says he only learned that the 4 Chinese Muslims were on the island on the morning they had arrived in Bermuda. He said on Friday, the 12th of June, he received a folder with unclassified information relating to the Uyghurs, and on receipt of the documents, the Bermuda Police Service conducted a preliminary threat assessment. The police commissioner said based on the limited information available, the overall threat assessment was deemed to be high. He said this message was conveyed to the governor and the Minister of Labor and Home Affairs, Senator David Birch, on Friday afternoon. He said he then made contact with the service's security agency partners and a more comprehensive threat assessment was commenced. That process is not complete. The police commissioner says the public should not be unduly alarmed at the designation of high risk. He explained the status of high was arrived at largely because of the lack of specific information that has been made available. He concluded it is therefore not possible at this time to put forth any context around the assessment until a number of questions have been answered. And still ahead on News 9, Chinese Muslims say, "Get to know us before you condemn us."
Democracy can help you save more. Bring in the summer with these sizzling meat savings. Value pack Purdue fresh chicken thighs, just $1.69 per pound.